Welcome to the stream, it's Dragon Spirit Games, where coding's like magic and pixels burst to flames. With far participation and Gandalf's cool, he's crafting epic worlds and breaking all the rules. It's Dragon Spirit Games where the fun never ends. Picking up friendly lights, making games with friends. He chuckles on the accents, pixels on parade. Watch him build a world where legends are made. Eating pixel art for breakfast, coding with a grin. He's a wizard with the keyboard. Where do we begin? His games are accessible for everyone to play. Come on in, join the fun. Let's go the day away. It's Dragon Spirit Games where the fun never ends. Picking up friendly vibes, making games with friends. He juggles all the assets, pixels on parade. Watch him build a world where legends are made. So hit that follow button and join the magic quest with Dragon Spirit Games. Come gaming with the best. It's Dragon Spirit Games where the fun never ends. Picking up friendly lights, making games with friends. He juggles all the assets, pixels on parade. Watch him build a world where legends are made.
All right, everybody. I hope you guys are ready because, well, I am. I have been waiting for this all week, so it is that time again. We get to work again on making games, and we all love that, right? So that's why we're here. So let's get started. So yeah, you might be wondering where the heck is his head gone? I wonder the same every now and then. And well, yeah, it's sometimes just leaves me. It just goes away. I'm here, but where the heck did my head go? Well, obviously that's just a joke. I'm right here. Got to do something for Halloween, guys. And I don't have an outfit to change, and I figured, let's just do a super simple thing and just hide myself in my sweater. It's not very interesting, I know. It's not cool. Anyway, I have no clue if there's anybody here, but I don't care. Let's just get started and let's have some fun. Because what are we going to be doing today? We're going to be working on the Beginner's Jam Halloween 2024. Balls! That's it. That's right. Balls. You're always here, my man. I'm always happy to have you as well. I'm glad you're here. And for those of you who don't know, he made another game. Just Bounce was the new game. Let's start together. Well, yeah, you're going to be working on another Game Jam game as well yourself, most likely. So you're going to probably. Someone's looking sexy, by the way. Who might that be? Must be you. I don't think I'm looking sexy anyway. Doesn't matter if I am, but I think I'm doing okay. I'm looking okay. Anyway, so we're going to have to make a game for a theme called grave digging. You look so thin. So proud of you. Thank you so much. Well, I still am far from thin. So let's not exaggerate a little bit too much because that can be also going out of style, as you say. Anyway, I have an idea that I could be doing here with grave digging. And the idea that I've been having is to make something like a game called, I have an idea of a working title called Rest in Pieces. Basically, as a player, you're a grave digger trying to make sure that all the bodies end up in the correct grave. So basically, all the bones are scattered around the graveyard, and as a player, you must find them and put them in the correct grave. Sounds easy enough, right? Should not be too hard. I don't have too many days. As you can see, this submission is due in 2 days, 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 50 seconds. So that's not too much. So I want to keep it simple, which is also something I need to teach myself. I need to be getting better at getting easier with things. So what I'm going to probably basically do is set up a basic simple grid, do it like top down. You have a few different graves in like a different color or something that differentiates them. So the bones that go in there have like a color overlay or something that makes them fit with the graves. So if you want to try and put it in the wrong one, obviously that's not going to be good. And what I was thinking here is that it could be nice if every now and then there's an obstacle which makes it harder for you to get to the grave when you get a little further along in the game. So I want to have like one screen levels, like you cannot get out of the screen. You don't have to do anything complicated with scrolling backgrounds and whatever whatnot. So let's keep it very basic. One level, one screen, and it gets harder as you progress through the different levels. Basically, that's what I have in my mind. Let's see if we can at least make like the first level, Grave Sweeper, a Minesweeper called Grave Sweeper. That's cool. I see somebody in a blue text here, so I can basically the Gamer 655. Hi there. I'm very happy to have you around. And of course, Leatherborn. Hi there. Let's have some fun today. Let's make something for this grave digging style of a game. And I was thinking that I probably should sketch that out a little bit. And you know, I've seen our good friend Pirate Software do that with paint. So let's use the old-fashioned paint for once. I don't use it that much, but he always sketches that stuff out. So um, I hope this is not too white. Maybe I can change the background of the thing also to not be white. But if it's too bright, let me know. I might be able to do something about it. Um, but so far, I will just let it be like this. I think you can change that though. Why doesn't it have like a background that is image properties? Why is that not black? Good old paint, yeah. So what I was thinking basically, and I'll just use my pencil tool or something, just go like very simple. It's not even going to be straight. I don't care. So we have like a little a field here where we're going to have like a grave, and this grave should be identified later by something. Here's another grave. Like, well, there you go, a little bigger. Here's another grave. Let's draw like six. Maybe 6 graves would be enough for doing this. I don't want to make it too complicated unless we want to. Then maybe later we draw more graves and it gets harder because you have more. You know. So what I was thinking, you have a couple of graves and there's like bones here. Like it's hard to draw a bone when you're doing it with just the mouse. Bone here, like a skull here. That's really hard like this. God. Um, cannot do it too bad, but there you go. There's that could be more like a ghost here, by the way. Looks more like a ghost than a skull. Let's put a real skull here, like that, you know. And then uh, I know that from before. You just used to like do that, you know. There's a bone here, and then just cross it. But that's more like a pirate sign, right? Anyway, that will make it super clear that this is actually a skull. Hi, Kiro Chef. Welcome, welcome. So you find those little bones, then you pick up. Yeah, this is your player, like right here. I don't care. My player head. There you go, and you find those bones. What happened to you? Why do you look so thin? what happened to me is sports. I'm doing sports and I'm trying to lose some weight. I guess I'm succeeding, and I kind of think that Incredible has hired you to say that because that's the first thing he said. I look so damn thin. Anyway, you guys are good in the compliments department. So anyway, what I was thinking, like for example, this grave could be having a little bit of a red glow. That's a red outline, and that one could have a yellow outline. Just bear with me. This probably will not be the final colors, but just to have an idea. And then this one would be green. Just what's Wookiees? Wookiees. The Star Wars creatures. Yes, those are called Wookiees. Then pink, whatever. And then let's say that these bones here have the same pinky outline, right? And with that outline, that means that the player would go pick up these bones and then bring them there. What's that again? Ah, Wookiees. Yeah, the Wookiees. You want to show the Wookiees. Show off the Wookiees. So basically that would mean that you, as a player, would always have to bring that to the pinky grave. So if it's the red grave, you bring it to the red grave. If it's with a yellow glow, you bring it to the yellow grave, etc., etc., etc. So that way you can easily bring your stuff away. Now what could happen is that there's a little ghost here. And what if this ghost, and I can probably just do this like this, and let's try it. This ghost is actually here, blocking your way. You'd either have to go around, or you'd be a little bit messed up because you cannot bring this one away. And you want to bring it away, right? So your goal is to bring every last part of the body to the grave so that it disappears. And the level will be completed when all the body parts have been completed. So all the graves are done and filled. So basically, it's like a messy graveyard style game where everything is a mess and everything has been changed. And you just have to make sure that you fix that. I'm doing a grave digging jam. Yes, indeed. I just started. I'm one that figures that, well, I have 2 days. Let's keep it simple, stupid. Or stupid simple. Anyway, either one of the two. The link to it, let me open that up for you. I got it right here. So I'll just post it in here. Keep it simple, stupid, indeed. I'm thinking of doing it as well. No, you were not thinking. You said, let's start together. In my world, that means you're doing it. You're not thinking of doing it. You're doing it. Anyway, everybody will probably be faster and better than I am, so I don't care. I'm just going to do it anyway. Kirpo. Kiro. Anyway, so let's go quick with this maybe and just start with the camera having a background that is black. So let's already have this grave atmosphere here. Let's change this from sample scene to, I don't know, save scene as. Not going to be a sample scene, but level 1. Level 1. Perhaps nice what you're going to make. Max, do you want us to join you and be your slaves? Good that you changed that to free workers, man. Right. I don't have slaves, I'm not used to having slaves. So I'm not good at making people go and work for me. But, if you want to join, then sure, go ahead. The thing is, how are we going to do that when I'm working right now? Because I'm not checking in yet. So we could have to do, if we do that, then we'd have to make sure that I check this in as fast as possible. I already am using, by the way, Unity 6. So I don't know if you guys have downloaded it. I've got 6 and then version 0.23F1. It's an LTS version already. So in case you want to join, that's the version you might want to download. So you guys can actually do stuff when I'm not able to anymore. Which is probably going to be what it ends up like always, right? It doesn't run on your Mac. Make a repository, invite me and Incredibro to it if Incredibro is interested. Bruh. Unity 6, you cannot run your Unity 6 on a Mac? It'll work. It's fine. It's time to force update your Mac indeed. Okay, let's go here already and get a Git repository for it. I better do that somewhere else. You guys don't have to see everything that I have as repositories, but I can make a repository. Let's start by making a new one and let's call it, what did I have? Rest in pieces. Pieces. Be available, it is. Beginners game and 2020. Oh, Halloween 2024. Halloween. Go. It's there. So let's yes. In pieces. Get in it. Dot. Oh, that's always something I forget. Git set. I need to first put in a file because otherwise I'm putting too much. Whoa, sorry for the bright light, guys. I always forget that stuff. Git ignore file. Because now it will want to check in like everything. I don't want to do that. Oh, this is going to take a while. Jim, 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 jim. Jim, jim, jim. What I did for work again, I forgot. Was it project manager or something? No, I'm a team lead for an integration project, doing things for COA, which is the the organization that helps refugees in the Netherlands. So basically that, since you didn't type all these commands within a 3-second window, I know you're not a system admin. If I was a system admin, I would probably have it all automated. I don't have that. So yeah, we're getting there. It's just, unfortunately, they will now check in everything, or try to check in everything. Just bounce. My skill set. I'm a senior C# programmer, and I'm an Azure specialist, so I know everything about Azure that you can, well, probably think of, but I'm not like I know everything because nobody knows everything. Uh, what I've been telling that people that try to get into our team all the time, like the first one that ever said to me in a job interview, I know everything about Azure. I said, you don't. He was looking at me like, how do you not, how do you say that I don't? Well, people at Microsoft don't even know everything about Azure. It's too big. You can't. You can know a lot about Azure. You cannot know everything. That's a lie. So that was a good start for his job interview. Yes, senior C sharp programmer. Yes. Or .NET programmer to be specific. I don't know everything about programming. Mm-mm. And I'm sure that people are better at programming than I do. I have my things that he didn't get the job in the end. No, because I had a few questions for him and he didn't have an answer. So unfortunately for him, that meant nope. Especially if you start blowing high off the tower, saying that you know everything, and then you are with just three simple questions, you're don't know an answer. Sorry, you failed. I'm terrified of job interviews. You know, Letterborn, don't be. All you have to do is be yourself. That's all I want. I want somebody to be honest. I want somebody to tell them about their experiences. And usually, once they get to a job interview, I've already selected them based on their CV, like their curriculum. And if it's good enough, then I'll invite you. Then what I want to see is if you fit in the team. That's more important. And if you're willing to learn and willing to admit that you cannot know everything. And being yourself is the most important thing. If that person is some person that fits in our team, you're fine. If you're not, then yeah, that's going to be a bit tough. But then it's also probably not going to be nice for you to work in that team in the first place. So, so now everything should be out, right? Oh, wrong screen. If you want to interview me, go ahead. But what would be the point? That's better. Should put it right there. There we go. All right, here we go. You are tasked to look after two children and only have one iPad. They both cried because they want the iPad. What's your solution? Take the iPad away from both kids and let them play in a normal way. Also, are you in Augie server so we have a reliable source of communication as devs? You don't need the engine to contribute. You can contribute in many other ways. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Really, was your question in your current jobs interview? Wow. If the how you handle the situation with the kids. Yeah. I mean, those kids should not be on iPads in the first place. And if there's only one, then what is the business of them having an iPad in the first place? Just playing is much better for them, for their development, for everything. So I had a lot more logic-based question, but that was one of them. Not the only one. Well, it's a good question to have because it also makes the person who's being interviewed think of other stuff than just the simple thing of doing a technical thing. They also have to think of a more logical way. How do you get two kids to stop crying if they're doing something they really want to do, but they can't because one of them can only do it. There's not enough room for them to be on one iPad with the two of them. So, and stuff like iPads, computers, and TV and shit like that, especially for young kids that always want to be the one that plays it. So, so yeah, thinking out of the box for sure. Yeah. And that for me would be like the only logical solution that I could have to such a question. There's two kids fighting for one thing that they cannot have, then take it away from both of them. So, and there's enough stuff they can do without an iPad. We don't even have one. That would be a nice answer. I don't have an iPad, so they're not playing with that iPad anyway. So, they told me it's a good answer, but now figure a solution without the ability to not use the iPad. Well, then the only other solution that I could think of is not to play on the iPad, but find, for example, a video that they can play and watch together. And set the iPad on a table so they can both watch it from a little distance and both have enough visibility on the screen. Also an option. Maybe if Generation Alpha hadn't had iPads from day one, we now wouldn't have to deal with all that skibbity risk. Well, some things that I see sometimes on the internet makes me cringe so bad. I don't even know what to say about it. It's really terrible sometimes. The stupidest things happen just because of having iPads and phones. My daughter already is asking me to get a phone. She's 6 years old. She has no business having a phone. My answer was to make a lesson out of it and have them both talk to each other and make a deal where they share the iPad between each other in intervals. If they can't agree and make compromises, no one gets iPad. But that could be an option. I would have them do something that they can do together. So yeah, we should mock them. By the way, guys, have you been seeing a skeleton pop up? I think I saw a skeleton pop up just a little bit ago. I'm not sure about it though. Have the two kids fight in a pit and the winner gets iPad. Yeah, that would be a bit hard with my kids because one is 6 and one is 4. So one of 6 probably would beat the one of 4 easily. But you know, um, it could be me, could be just me. Should probably just, by the way, move our little friend here downwards. He's right in the middle of your chat, guys. Not what you want. It's not about the size, about the drive to fight and win. Well, my son can be quite a heavy one. While I now am in favor of phones because most of what I do with them is work, research, to-do list, and in the case of the iPad Art, I'm very glad I didn't have any phone before high school because all I did was read it, and it helped me grow so much. Size matters. Yes, incredible. For some people, size matters. Some people have a trouble without size. So let's maybe start first with an empty. That's going to be the level. Um, Kids' brains are degrading because of TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Probably, yeah. So let's first make a bounding box or something. And 8 hours a day watching that garbage and wasting their life. Addicts. The parents are allowing it. Yeah, that's the worst part of everything. The parents allow for almost everything nowadays. I uh, I give them very little time behind the TV or behind things like iPads or stuff like that. Um, But if they get TV, it has to be something that is educational or that I can control. So, especially when I'm not able to sit with them, they can watch TV, but it cannot be YouTube because YouTube is just out of control. You might start with the very simple video of Cocomelon, for example, just like Incredible just said, and then end up with something that is completely out of the question. They're not allowed to see any of that, and they just do it anyway. So I think it very much depends on what it is, though. Everything is gray. There are intellectual things to watch in the media videos. It just needs to be heavily moderated by the parents. Exactly. And that's the problem for me with YouTube. You cannot moderate that. So basically, as a parent, you're left with whatever the algorithm comes up with, which is going to come next. Not even exaggerating, exaggerating. Someone I know who is my age has absolutely nothing in his life and sits in TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts for fucking 50 hours a week. That's insane. It is insane. Gary sounds like Gary. XR got there. Wow, it's a little different. Exaggerating. It's a hard word. I know. It ain't work. Yeah, the child only needs to stray from the predefined path 1 to 3 times until it goes off the rails. Yeah, and you know, I don't know about other kids, of course, but my daughter has a tendency to go trigger happy on the remote control once she has it. Once she has the remote control, she's like halfway through the video, I don't like it. And then she starts to change it already. So, no, that's not gonna happen. I don't want that. So this should be also reset to 000. Then the square is 000. Good. Let's find the border area. Let's use control. Oh, come on. Every time the same. Boom. And that should go. Someone explain me why on earth it never goes to the edge if you just use the actual sizes of these things. And the only thing I allow my kid to watch is live music performances, which is such a pity because there is amazing content on YouTube. To be honest, most of what I know in terms of intellectual and artistic stuff is YouTube, but completely free resources and anyone can upload. Anyone can upload, sadly. Yes. There's some stuff that is okay. There's also a lot of stuff that is horrible, and I wouldn't give that to my kid ever. But yeah, I only allow my kid to watch programming tutorials and use Google for Stack Overflow and documentation only. How old are your kids, Cairo? Because if they're like 14 and 15, I can imagine that they could actually have some. You don't have kids. Makes sense. Makes sense because you wouldn't last very long, most likely. You recently turned 22 yourself. Oh my God, we have a youngster amongst us. It is a youngster, guys. What a beautiful thing that is. We have a young person here. You got imaginary kids, right? Right. Uh, so why scale? Like 5, 6, 7, 10. Looks like perfect. Let's duplicate that. Wall first. Wall. Right wall. Good on 8 point. Shift might be joking, but programming tutorials is actually also a great thing to watch on YouTube. Definitely keep that in mind for the future. So Max, the chat's being spammed. What about our Discord communication pipeline? I'll be in anything that you want. So I think you already have a server that I was in because of a game jam that you actually hosted, Cairo. and so is Incredible. And otherwise, you could. I think you're also in my Discord, right? We can just make a. We can make a simple channel for that. Also, just a casual question in case you don't know, how old do you think I am, Max? Ooh, Letterborn. I have absolutely no idea how old you are. Yes, I joined a game jam you hosted, Kairos. That was a while ago because Incredible wouldn't let me have it any other way. um, Letterborn, it's hard to know because I think you say you're still studying, and I have no clue. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen you or anything, so I would say by the wild guess 24. There's no wrong answers, just an infinite amount of them. Damn. Okay. I guess that's not a good thing then. Right the first I was right? 24? Wow, that would be amazing. I guess it in one time. I'm not usually good at guessing ages, but it's just a guess for you're still in school, but you're intelligent enough that you might not be 18 anymore. You know a lot about the world. I think you're a smart person. You do a lot of things that I would say um, I don't see a lot in an 18-year-old. Some more adult choices, basically. Could have been 18 also, but then it was just a little bit streetwise 18-year-old. That's basically what I would say. In my experience, when a lady asks about their age, always say 18. I hate guessing people's ages, but I think it's really interesting if people guess mine. Intelligence does not come from age, Max. Wisdom does. True, true, true. True, man. True. My goodness, what a lot of wisdom here today. Cool. Cool. Max, did you actually make a game for my game jam? I tried. I don't think I got very far. What's my name in server? Dragon Spirit Games, like always, I think. Pretty sure. I don't have my Discord open right now, but I think my name is Dragon Spirit Games all the time. So it would be weird if it's not. Nope, not that one. I always have that wrong, which one it is. Go there to 0. Boom. Up. Uh, minus. Down, of course. 4. 4.5, I think. That should be it. Yeah, there you go. Thought it might be Max Mayo. No, it's not. Letterboard. Oh no, be careful with that. I'm getting close to becoming offended at that. Of course, not in a goofy Twitch chat scene scenario where we don't know each other in real life, but otherwise, in real life 24, we have women here. Yes, sometimes there's women here, you know. It's not just all a sausage fest, you know. Oh my goodness. It's funny that this is now the Y scale, which I wouldn't expect, but let me see. 15, 17. Let's go 18 and have it cover the entire base. There we go. A sausage fest is basically a way of saying that there's just guys. I love the term sausage fest. I'm a vegetarian, so people fighting each other with sausages. You know, that would actually be a damn cool party. I'd probably go for that one. Oh, that could actually be fun. Fighting each other with sausages. And if you're not nice, I slap you with a big, big Frankfurter sausage. Imagine being at a sausage fest and you're so hungry. Oh no, don't do that. Nuh-uh, don't go there. That's gonna be terrible. If you're at a sausage fest and you're a vegetarian, it's basically if you're at an old um, meat eater barbecue and there's nothing for you as a vegetarian. That's not nice. Fortunately for me, I love meat. I also don't mind having vegetarian stuff. Today, my pasta was without any meat, so I can't find you. Can I send a quick Discord invite link? For sure, man. For sure. I will not respond to it now, though. I'm in the middle of my stream, as you can tell. So we'll come later, okay? Because if I open that now, I don't know if I'm in the correct window. Ah, Oggy Devs. That's a different server, I think. Doesn't matter. And it's join. There we go. Should we do that another time, guys? Shouldn't have done it. Told you I shouldn't. Oh, did it. My favorite indie, of course. Still Unity. I have programming experience in JavaScript, TypeScript, PHP, Python, plus plus. Yeah, C2. Fancy. There we go. What? Why am I in a voice chat? I don't want to be in a voice chat. Bye. That wasn't the idea. Holy shit, I was immediately in a talking one. That was not the idea, guys. What happened there? Did you just send me a link to a talking? None of them, no, none of those are my service, but they will do fine. Okay. Letterborn joining our jam? I don't know. Oof, that is evil. Yeah, it is. Anyway, I'll turn off my Discord now. It's just going to be in my way. And it hogs resources, so that's not very nice either. So let me see if there's any Discord shit here. No, nothing. Okay, good. So I haven't done much yet, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we have our walls. Might have to give these 4 an empty parents. Parents called walls. There we go. Just because it's easier later. And then let's create an empty and let's call it graves. Honestly, my thing with Discord, I am in so many servers and I don't talk in any of them. Did you say balls in British accent? Balls. My goodness, balls. Great balls of fire. For your information, I just did it too. And I nailed it. Of course you did, because nobody can hear it anyway. That's the best way to nail it. If nobody can hear it, then you're always doing great. I mean, that's the way you do it, man. That's the way you do it. You just say that you did, even if you didn't. It's all great. Let's go for a square. Exactly. Okay, so let's make, I don't know. We had colors, right? Red, grave. Anyone know if you can have like a simple thing like an outline? Like, so this would only be a red outline. Can make it easy, of course, by making a bigger one that is red and then the rest is white. But are you from Luxembourg? Are you talking about me or are you talking about Letterborn here? Because I'm getting confused with everybody saying all sorts of stuff. So, well, Let's make one inside of there then. And then the gray, remember the letter? Yeah, I can do it. I mean, not that it's impossible, just wanted to see if you guys had a maybe smarter way of doing it. Talking to Letterborn. Yeah, how do you know? Hmm. He knows things, you know? Scale, this will be like 2. Let's yeah, 2. 2 is good enough for now. Or maybe a bit bigger for the beginning scene. And 2. That's going to be 1 grave. Pyro is fast with researches. Apparently, it's kind of scary though, man. And let's make this one a little smaller. So let's say 2.9 and 1.9. That, oh, what did I do? Was not supposed to be. Oh, 0.99. There we go. That's it. Your Twitch About Me section. I wanted to know where you are from so I can judge how well you said balls in a British accent. That's a smart way of going about it. No, didn't want to do that. To do this. So let's put the Y position a bit more like 2.5. I have it more like there. Duplicate this grave. The funny thing is that it now puts this in a way that I would say is a bit weird. Weird, right? Why would it be completely red? Okay, so we want that, yeah, somewhere like here. I find this weird. Why is this one? Ah, it's because sorting layers. Well, we can do it always like that, so we at least know for sure that they're there. I don't even remember putting that there. Also, a good initiative. I used to know a guy from Luxembourg. We played in an Overwatch team together. By the way, for any of you guys, if you ever visit Europe and you want to visit also a beautiful country, then also by all means go ahead and visit Luxembourg. It's beautiful. It really is. I'm not joking. Let me go to my paint again for a second. Cairo is in Europe. Everyone here except Incredibro lives in Europe. Yeah, our friend Incredible, he lives still in India, poor thing. And he wants to be out of it, but yeah, you know. From your country, that could be, you know. Be good question. Good questions. Uh, left. What am I talking about? Left, yellow, gray. Now let's find a nice yellow that is not too bright because I don't like super bright yellow. Not here at least. Any of them have a nickname, single or my boy? My boy. Probably. My boy. My boy. Grave. The green, green grave. Oh, Automod didn't really like that being said, but I'll allow it. Although the guy turned out to be a piece of shit, as most people do anyway. The one I'm thinking of's nickname is Crab. He even has a game design YouTube channel now. Glad it's not my friend then. Yeah, that's the better way of having it. Like, you don't want somebody to be a dick. Why would you want that? You know, so. Okay, so it moves 6 over, and then we have the correct position. There we go. Now let's go for a green one this time. A darker green is nicer. And this, of course, is not final, because we don't want to have it like this. Now let's duplicate these 3 and then put them after each other, please. Here, deliver there, and find the other colors that we had. Which one? We didn't have everything yet, so let's assign colors. We have a pinky one that we know for sure. Let's make this one pink. Pink grave. No, it's not pink's grave. It is a pink grave. Minus 2.5. Oh, that's a little far. Minus 2. Invite shift Caro Gmail. Of course. Will do. There we go. Where am I? Security. Always have to look where to do that. It's always the same, you know. Collaborators. Oh my god. Sorry guys, now I have to do authentication. Okay, collaborators. At Skiro Shift. Your pending invite. What a last name. I don't know if I can actually pronounce that, but I will not, because I want everybody to know your last name or your first name, to be honest. What jam? Currently needs all my attention for uni and virgin. But thanks for the offer though. Maybe during a study break. Haven't done a game jam in a long time. As I said, contribute in other ways. Music, sounds, code, one project, and then send to next. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you're okay with everybody knowing your name. I didn't know if you would be, so I wouldn't just announce your name in my chat. Um, you know, that is something I would never do, because you never know if that's something that really would be against somebody's privacy. Let's go pink or something. Edgar Scrubbinch. 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 Scrub. Where do you have the R? There's no R. Always be safe. Always be safe. I'm always trying to be. Because if there's anything that I've learned is that people sometimes do not appreciate to be just called out for whatever reason. Let's make this, what color do we have not yet? What do we want? Not white, because that's not visible. Doesn't really matter, does it? I don't have a orange grave. Let's put an orange grave here. And there we go. Already have it. And then the last one should be like a purple grave. Purple grave. Purple grave. Purple grave. Woo! Poor Prince. Will not like that. Or let's put purple. Damn, we have the same amount of repositories. It's almost like we are brothers. Crabby game design. Nice pun. Funny guy of the group. Hero, did you play it? Not yet. Balls. He still didn't play your new game, Incredible. Poor you. Just bounce, guys. Just bounce. Find it over on itch.io and play it and better his score. Not mine, because that's easy, but his score. There you go. There's the link. Go and follow that. And go and do it. Go and do it. Go play it. Be better than me. I know you guys can do it. His YouTube shows as crab. Well, as long as he doesn't get crabs, then it's good. Okay, so now we need a player because we have the level. So there we go. Let's put in something. Well, safe scene. That's a good suggestion. To the object. What should we use as an object here? We have a sprite. Let's put a capsule. That's the player, but much smaller than this. Maybe even smaller than that. Max, what do you have to teach me as a senior C# dev to another much less senior C# dev? If you look for crap, you won't find it. Depends. I mean, I don't know what your current knowledge level is, and I have been a senior C# developer for a long time, but also have not had to do much code last years because now I'm more like in a team lead role. And what I would have to teach you, and Incredible is now making a joke of that, but get rid of public as much as you can. So don't use public variables if you don't have to. The only thing that should be public is something that has to be exposed to another class. If it shouldn't be, then make it private, always. I suppose, though, I should not be asking about C#, more about programming as a whole. Yeah. And if you're going to talk about programming as a whole, then again, we should go to the fact that whatever you do, use I would say the principle of least privilege. You want nobody to touch what you're making except when you want them to touch what you're making. So that's the reason I would say, and that's why I made that tutorial video a while ago, like keep your variables private. And especially in Unity development, I see a lot of people who don't do that. How many singletons am I allowed to create? Well, no, Incredible, that's not the answer. Yeah, singletons means that it can only occur once, but it doesn't mean that you can only have one singleton. But, the only thing that you should make into a singleton is something that should only occur once. So, for example, if you have a multiplayer game, then player will never be a singleton because you can have two instances of the same class. However, if you're making a single player game and you don't want there to be more than one player anywhere, make sure it's a singleton. A game manager is a perfect example of something that could be a singleton class, because you should have only one game manager class in your entire game. But yeah, those are examples of singleton classes. And then again, there's also a lot of people who overuse singletons, by the way. Thing is, I have a heck of a lot of managers that only need to be there once. Well, if they can only be there once, then they are perfect examples of what should be or could be a perfectly fine singleton. Because if you don't want them to occur more than once, like for example, you have a UI manager, you have a game manager, you have an audio manager, and you want that to just be there once, yeah, sure, you can have a singleton. Perfectly fine. Just be careful that you don't overuse singletons. Singletons are just like any other thing. You can easily overuse it. So just be careful. That's all. But yeah, that's with everything, right? As long as you're careful, then it's fine. And there's no one way to do it either, right? Whatever you might think is wrong is great for another person, as long as you can develop in your good way, then it's fine. I'm gonna make it 0.3 and 0.3. I don't want him to be huge. I will now carefully step over the edge of the cliff. Yeah. Okay, you can always debunk anything you want to say, of course. And if you really want to step over the edge of the cliff, then go ahead and be be careful and make sure you have a parachute with you. So, I can also go like that. Some important ones as an engineer, I think, are understand the problem, be pragmatic, and evaluate gains and losses of decisions. Don't just do things because someone does it that way. Write code in a way where if you die, someone else does not have to bring you back to life to understand it. Exactly. Well, one of the things that um, is always a great source of discussion is clean code, which is as much as you want to make out of it. If you want to go in C# and you do programming design for complicated applications, you probably might want to stick to solid principles. And if you do that well, then you will end up with code that is usually pretty easily maintainable. However, it can also be sometimes extremely slow. That's the problem with solid. It's a great principle to adhere to. I usually just would say that depending on how good your programming skills are, solid sometimes is being pushed a little bit too much as being great. And for game development, sometimes it's too much to do everything in solid. And it actually can slow down your game. It's something that you have. Hey, Redmer, welcome in, welcome in. You don't want a game manager that's too vague, and a game manager can do way too many things since, as the name implies, it manages the entire game, or what? Again, it's a matter of opinion. There's a lot of people who live and die and breathe for having a game manager in their game. There's also a lot of people who would say, nah, I would never use that sort of stuff. So for those people, then it's fine to have a game manager or not have a game manager. Do it in any way you see fit. Small games won't suffer from that. No, of course not. So you don't always need a game manager. There's a lot of people who swear by having a game manager that does basically a lot of stuff like keeping track of where you are in the game level wise, keeping track of all sorts of stuff for UI. I would say sometimes you need to split stuff up a little bit more, but that's also because of the solid principles. Um, and one of the things that I usually try to say is like make sure that as much as possible, any class you make has one responsibility and not 10. I have a game manager, but all it does is manage global game time and unpause so far. Specific things are managed by other managers. Anything that isn't specific goes into game manager. In bigger games, you have quite a lot of stuff to worry about. In that context is where I would put what I said to practice. Yeah. Yeah. That is that is the thing. And I'm not gonna say that I'm the one to teach everything about C#. For that, I would say there's a beautiful book about that. God, now of course I cannot remember the name. C# programming. No. Oh God, it's like a game. I even have a Discord server for it. Practical, whatever. What's that damn thing? And now I wanna know. There's a C# guide. What the fuck is the server again? There is the C# Player's Guide, which is basically written as if you're playing a game. It's perfectly fine. So if you don't know this book, I highly recommend getting that book if you want to have a book at all. It's not a free book. No, definitely not. It's quite expensive, I think, even. But you can sort of find less legal version somewhere, I guess. You didn't hear me say that, right? I didn't say that at all. But if you really want to find it, there's a good chance you can find the 5th edition of that book somewhere. lying around waiting for you to find it. Anyway, it's a really good book. I mean, a lot of the principles that, especially that you use for C# programming in game development, can be found in those kind of books. But it's not specific to game development at all. It just makes programming and learning to program sort of like a game. Asking because I own way too many books on topic that I use way too little. Well, this book I really, like I said, I highly recommend it, and I want to actually show it to you guys. C# Player's Guide, 5th edition, and it's this book, which looks like there's a sword on it, and I think there's a 5th edition. This is the 4th edition. It is not cheap, I would say, but it's a really, really good book, and there's some. It's really like playing a game. The further you get in the book, the more you unlock. You basically also get leveled up, as they would say in the book. So that really makes sense. So on the topic of books, Clean Code is a very good one. I would say a must-have even. Yes, and there's also very good courses on Udemy about that. One of the best ones that I've found, which is already a long time ago, so might not be that great anymore, but is a course by Mosh Hamadani. If you can find him, who has 3 courses. Basically, the first one takes you from beginner to novice. Then you go from novice to advanced, and then from advanced you go to expert. So there's like 3 different ones, and also that handles the way of going through the principles, but not just going through solid principles, but also just understanding smart things. Like if you want to write code, one of the things that a lot of people frown upon is using comments in your code. One good suggestion could be sometimes you can use it. Yes, sure. Just be afraid of the fact that you might forget to update your comments once you change your code. And then your comments make no sense anymore, so somebody could get more confused just because of your comments. So basically, I would say if I'm in need of comments, then probably whatever I have written is not good enough yet, and I should probably refactor it. Oh no. Really, all I've ever heard is that everyone must use comments and doc for everything. I don't know who told you that, but that person is lying. Comments are great in the beginning, and I would always say if you're trying to outline your code or you're just starting to write the code, it's pretty easy to write first your pseudocode, right? Like, okay, I write down in comments what I'm supposed to be doing here, and from that I can work that out and go on and actually write the code. But if you write good code, it should explain itself. Basically, there's nothing stopping you from making a longer function name so that it's clear immediately what that function is doing. So, for example, if I'm going to make a function that moves your character from left to right, and it will never move my character from right to left, then why would I not call my function move character from left to right? That's perfectly fine. Totally agree, but not everything. I mean, there are things that are pretty readable. I'm one of those people at work when code reviewing. Clean code that does not require comments is a big point. Do you hate me for it? uh, are you asking me, Kiro, if I would hate you for that? I mean, I would say if I can write a piece of code in a more understandable way so that I do not need those comments, then I would say that is always a bonus over the one that has comments, because otherwise I cannot understand what's happening in that piece of code. That doesn't mean I would never put any comments. So there's a difference. When would I use comments? For example, if you want to make documentation later, there's, for example, in YAML, I use comments, but I use them in a different way, like descriptions and examples. If I put those in the code of YAML, when I put that through a YAML reader, I can immediately have like an example documentation of this is what it's going to look like. That is what it's doing. This is the kind of fields you need, and it's perfectly fine. To be honest, the most I use comments for these days is to just write to do fix later. Yeah, and you should probably for fun, check back later how many of those to dos never get to do, never get fixed. They always stay there forever, forever and ever. Because that's the problem with commenting. I mean, I love comments, really, I did. And when I was starting out as a programmer, I would always have comments everywhere, like, okay, this does that, this blah blah blah, this and this should do this. And the problem is, you always forget about it. You always forget about it. And as a student, you're probably taught like, okay, do everywhere that you still need to do a piece of code, and you will probably still, because you're a student, actually remove them and fix it because that's part of your homework, right? But now go and imagine that you're in a full-time job. You're working on that, and everything is working, and you totally forget about the fact that there was a to-do in your code that you needed to fix still. Or you fixed it, but you just forgot to take out that to-do comment. And if you have a bit of bad luck, you also don't have code reviews, and so but nobody will actually check it. It gets checked in, and it will never go out. That is some stinky code. Some appropriate places in our code base were in encryption logic, for example, where you just can't understand what it does without mathematical context. Yeah, those things warrant to have comments. There's always exceptions, you know. Nobody can write a rule like you should never put comments. If they put that, then they're lying out of their teeth, because basically sometimes comments are needed. Um, Sometimes what I've seen before, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you have super large programs and you have documentation for those programs, what people do a lot, and that is not anything to do with commenting out lines or stuff like that, or putting to-dos in there. But if you do the triple slash, which you do above a function, then you can create documentation that, for example, by using ghost doc, you can turn into documentation for your project. That you can hand into a client, and that is documentation that I would definitely say is a good way of using documentation. However, also still there's the danger of forgetting to take it away or to update it when your function changes. And you wouldn't be the first one who forgets to update his comments. It really happens. There's a mod message. What did you put? Oh my goodness, golden shower. Kiro, watch your language, man. See, this is one of my points. To be pragmatic, evaluate the need or not need of things you do. Don't just go with the golden shower flow. Yeah, that would create stinky comments. Ah, and again, also with this, I'm not the expert. I mean, there's um, there's a ton of people who are better programmers than me. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad programmer at all. I know what I'm doing when I program. However, there's things that everybody can do different, and it's perfectly fine that way. I mean, like they always say, there's two ways or multiple ways that lead to Rome, right? And it's not just one road. And the same goes for code. There's multiple ways to fix your problem. And if it fixes your problem and your entire team is behind it, it's perfectly fine. However, if a new programmer comes in and he cannot understand shit of what you guys are doing, probably was stinky code. I tried out this free AI tool similar to GitHub Copilot, gave me a prompt and said, just kidding, that won't work. Here's a better fix. I have not had that happen to me, Cairo, but I must say I like its sense of humor. That's how you do it, man. That's how AI should be, with a sense of humor. Give you a solution that's actually not a solution, or give you something and then pretend, haha, gotcha, that doesn't work. caught me off guard. I can imagine. That's not something you expect AI to do. Usually AI is right on the point, right? I would shit my pants. Oh, oh my God. I don't think I will get to do much today. Yeah, having a lot of fun though. I must admit, this is really fun. Even though I haven't done much on the game, but I still need to put some stuff in, like bones that we could pick up, and after that we can start to actually start moving the character. Which, by the way, should also have his rotation sorted. He should not be able to fall over. So he needs a rigid body, I think, for that. Constraints, there you go. That rotation should not be allowed. AI with humor can't hurt you. AI with humor isn't real. It depends. You know, AI can have a sense of humor. Sometimes I have some fun while I'm at work, and I just want to wait while I'm rolling out something from DevOps, and it takes the time. Then I just go to ChatGPT and have some super weird conversations. The funniest things can be like you just ask it to pretend like it's um, a help desk employee of a big bank, and then just start talking to it as if it is that employee of the bank. Oh my God, it is so funny what you can make AI say. It really is. You would have a ton of fun doing that. Speaking on that meme format, I once tweeted the number I can't hurt you isn't real, and to my absolute shock, it didn't blow up. Like, that is my best joke. So you like to role play with it? Yes, I do. It's really funny. However, I will not go role play in other kinds of way. So before you go and mention that kind of stuff, no, I will not, because then it will also come again through the mod that will not allow it. That I do not do, but I like to play a little bit of games with it because basically one of the things that we are doing sometimes at work, we're playing around with the AI, and we're telling it, for example, to be a financial advisor. That's its role. You can tell AI first, you have to respond like you are a financial advisor. So then it will also change to a different set of data that it will look up for. So if you say that it's a financial advisor, its advices will become much more, or its responses come much more from the financial market, and it really is funny that way. Have you tried to make it pretend to be an Indian call center employee? No, I haven't tried that yet. I must try that one day, and I have to do it with audio. That would be funny. Have you seen that video where somebody uses ChatGPT 2 times? One on one phone and one on the other, and let them talk to each other. That was hilarious. The number I can't hurt isn't real. Number I can't hurt you. I isn't real. First, must say, Letterborn, that I first overread your comment a little bit too fast, and I didn't see the number I can't hurt you. I isn't real. I read the number I can't hurt you isn't real. I had one. The developer is never late, nor is he early. Await, he arrives precisely when he means to. Oh my goodness. Now I need to do a quote, because that could almost be like it comes from my list of quotes. Oh, that's also a nice one, actually. I did not pass through fire and death to bend the crooked worse with a witless worm. Now, you guys, who was that? That's why I added the math thing. Yeah, true. Anyway, guys, if you want to try that too, just exclamation mark quote. There's just a few quotes in there for now. I will add more later, but you can have fun with that. There's a few quotes that can come up. What are your code style rules? I don't really have rules. I play it by eye usually. Um, what the only rules, and I've talked to Incredibro about this. Um, is that I don't like my, for example, my private variables all have an underscore in front of them just because I like it that way. It's much cleaner, it's easier to find them. Um, I basically follow the guidelines that are by Microsoft about how to program in C sharp. There's some exceptions, but not much. And like I said, also function need to be readable. So as long as you keep your code clean and readable, then I'm fine with it. I usually try to have all the code have just one responsibility. So if it's not, then it should probably be changed. My way is even better. I switch up the style every script. All right, I will stick to Microsoft's convention. Quote add. Does there even work quote add? I haven't tried that. Might. I love to horrify people who might be watching. Well, there should be more people starting to watch, man. That should be actually fun. Watching from where? All over the world, man. All over the world. We're out there, Kiro. We're out there. People can actually come in and have a look. Not that they do much, but they could. Literally, there's an option. They could be here if they want to. But it's pretty quiet most of the time. Only you can add quotes, I think. I might be able to add something like that. But so far, what I have is a few quotes, like I said before. Like, if I do one more, you have this. You have the same one. That's a shame. There's more. You gotta be kidding me. Ah, there you go. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. I made a joke to someone saying, watching from where? Your window? Then they got very serious, saying they knew someone who occasionally came to their house to watch from the window. That person lived in the Netherlands too. Yeah. People here in the Netherlands have a tendency to be sitting in their windows. That's true. They really like having big windows. My wife, for example, she's not Dutch. So she was the first thing that she said about our house is, why are the windows so damn big? In their windows, yeah, you can sit in your window sometimes, but not inside of the glass. That's not, of course, what you do. But you can open a window. You can sit in the window pane. That's possible. Um, you can watch from the window. You can sit inside of the window pane. And you can sit in front of your window. Why would you do it? I don't know. Um, Sometimes you see it happening, especially in places like Amsterdam or other big cities, when there's a party in the street and they just sit in the window and just enjoy the party and just drink their beers from there. Okay, that's enough. Get back into your windows. Yeah, sit inside the window, damn it. I guess they don't like Mac. Maybe not. Like, what if people prefer Mac though? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they prefer a Mac that doesn't have Windows. So you guys think the same way. My goodness. Ah, this is getting crazy. I haven't done shit. I feel so terrible. Okay. We have a rigid body. We should also have a collider. So let's put a capsule collider. God, I'm doing almost nothing. Why shouldn't you fart in a Mac store? There's no windows that you can open. Probably the reason. Bazinga! Somebody who's watching TV every now and then. Oh, you know what? I totally forget to turn on music. I have music nowadays. Why shouldn't you take a shit on your floor? Why should you? What makes you even think of going to shit on your floor? That's a good pinned message there. Why shouldn't you take a shit on your floor? I'm sure he's gonna tell us. I don't know though. Actually, do you guys like the music, or you want to have the music off again? Because I totally forgot about it, but now I have it on again. So I got a serious question. When was the last time shit on your floor? And I don't think it ever happened. No, I don't think so. You turn down this volume, man. Too much. A few months ago, maybe. I have a dog. Yeah, okay, that's not somebody though. That's unless you call your dog somebody, but I guess they could be considered to be somebody. Okay, a dog is a somebody. Okay. For those of you who do not have anything like Turbo or whatever, ads are incoming, I see. They have more personality than most people out there. True. True. You got a point. You got a point there. Yes, my little stinky winky stinky poop girly is a somebody. Yes, that's true. Yeah. Depends on how you define somebody. For me, if I was defining that as a person, and your dog is nice, but not a person. They have qualities beyond the average man. True. Play this music. Yeah, okay, but then I have to do that again in a browser, man. Okay, wait up. So not this music then. I'll turn this off. Bright light. Stream fight or flight. That's actually Kiro's music, isn't it? Yo, that's too loud. Volume, volume. Where's the volume button here? No, it's too loud, guys. That's too much for me. Because I hear that very loud. It is loud enough. I also have to focus on myself, and I have the kids here. Is there an answer to the floor shitting question? We could not hear it. You guys could not hear it. Seriously? I got almost deaf. I just saw the grave guy. Did you guys see him? I saw him. I think he's there too short. I need to change him. Okay. Hopefully not taking a shit on the floor. I feel cheated. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. I gotta go do some stuff that requires me to put some distance between me and my setup. Send him the Mellow West one. Hopefully not taking a shit. That's live. Ah, Mellow West. Okay. You don't hear that, guys, because you say you were not hearing it? I mean, there's supposedly 6 of us here, and nobody can think of a reason why not to shit on the floor. If it's that nice, I gotta try it. Gets the floor stinky. Yeah, that's a good reason not to do it. I mean, I was thinking there's some elaborate reason why it's not good to shit on your floor. I already know it's not good to shit on my floor because it gets messy and stinky and I have to clean it up, and I don't want to clean it up. keeps the room warm in winter. No, it was why you should not shit on your floor. It was not why should I shit on my floor because it's nice and warm in winter. You ask why not. You didn't ask it the other way around. Kiro, yes, I could ask that if I want to die. Well, if you do it in the first place, why would you need to clean it up? If I shit on my floor, I will not want to shit on my floor. I don't feel like shitting on my floor. I have a perfectly nice toilet for that. The only thing that I would say is bad about having a toilet sometimes, it sometimes gets really cold at a toilet. And if you have to really go, it take a while. And you can really get cold. It can be called modern art. You guys, seriously. Modern F art, yeah. This is derailing, guys. This is really derailing. Why are we going to poo? YMCA. Oh, it sounds nice, you know? It sounds nice. Okay, I'm going to turn it off now. What about this? You shit in a plastic bag that does not get things dirty, does not let the smell through, but it stays warm so you can put that bag next to you in bed in the winter to feel warm. Prefer not. I don't know. There's better ways to do that, I would say. there's so many better ways to do that. Damn it. Why are we even talking about? Ah, that's what he does. Okay. Um, let's put some triangle for bones. Let's make it a lot smaller. 5.5. That. To do what? Lines of the reverse thing where people freeze it and then use the bags to, you know, to do what? Stay warm? Let's just shape it like a sausage first. Oh no, no, no. Letterboard, what are you doing to me? Now I never get this out of my head. No. You're killing me. Uh-huh. My brain. David. Oh my God, you forgot to check for stream. Oh no, that is not good. Well, you're here now, and that's all that matters, guys. Well, one of my uni friends did it to me, so naturally I needed to pass on the favor. No, you didn't have to do that at all, Letterborn. But you know, if you're gonna do it here, I guess these guys can take it. I don't, but they can. Oh God, now I'll never get this shit out of my head. Literally. Oh, that was clippable, by the way. I would say that was definitely clippable. What did you miss? A lot of reasons why not to shit on the floor, or why you would shit on the floor. I mean, it is really something here. These guys and girl are making really weird comments here. You came really in at an opportune time when they're talking about why you would not or would shit on the floor. I mean, the stuff I have to deal with, David, now you know. This is what I have to deal with. You know, it's it's that bad, you know. Feel for me because it's really bad. No, Letterborn is a girl. There are more reasons to shit on the floor than there are not to. I do not want to be in your floor, Kiro, if there's more reasons for you to shit on the floor than not to shit on the floor. That for me is kind of disturbing. And I don't want to know about it, so I do not wish to see your floor. It's done. It's done? What is? Yeah, now I want to know also what is done. Did you make modern art? You did not just go ahead and poo on your own floor, right? I hope not. Or did you go and poo on Kiro's floor? That could be. Oh, I understand the confusion. The clip. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so bad. Okay, what kind of bones are my triangle? That would be more like the hip, right? Uh, hips. I need some parts to be lying around somewhere on the level that you can go and pick up. Although I love the way your brain works. So what I'm working on now is a grave digging game, to be honest. I'm gonna make it simple. The idea of this is like a puzzle game. Gonna start very easy. You have 6 different types of graves. Um, Basically, your bones will be glowing with whatever you are. Also, yes, a game jam game. Yes, indeed, indeed. You're going to be able to find your bones, and they have to fit the grave. So, for example, you find bones for the hips that are for a red grave, then you bring it to the red grave. If it's for the yellow one, you bring it to the yellow grave, and so on and so on. And of course, difficulty will get higher the further along the game you get. So for now, I'm just making it easy peasy, like uh, making it blocking out. Like I mean, Incredible will be proud of me that I have not made a single graphic so far. So I hope he is at least. Let's put it that way. And so every grave will have to consist of 6 parts: 2 legs, 2 arms, the hips, and oh, actually 7: the torso and a head. Goes for anyone who wants to join. Join link. I make you a Wookie. More support is also appreciated. Now that I'm getting up to speed at work, I have to start focusing on getting a dev job. Yeah, for sure, man. I understand. So understandable. So Gunner D, we have another leg. Let's put the leg there. And let's put a new type to the object sprites. Let's put in we can do let's do it a bit better. Right leg and left leg. And arms and legs, of course. Oh, hydrate. That's obviously a good idea. And congratulations, of course. I almost suffocated in drinking. God, I'm so sorry, especially to Letterborn who really cannot stand these kind of sounds. I'm so sorry. That was not the idea. All right, arm. I cannot even type, guys. Left arm. Get the dev job, become right, rich. Costs are not so bad, but I appreciate the consideration. Yeah. I don't do it on purpose, at least, so. Well, mostly I feel much more comfortable, but a little more to go. Yeah, I understand. It's you came from a long way, so obviously it's nice that you now have it there. You're earning money. That's good, but you're still not where you want to be. So, want to start eCamp 2 with me and teach people game dev together? eCamp? Uh, will it make us money? Because then I probably might be interested. Because unfortunately, I'm still very much not rich. 2D object sprite. Let's make for that. 8 months unemployed. Incredible. You try to do this every single time, redeem push-ups. It is not really a redeem of push-ups. And you know why I know that? It's a different color in the chat. Actually got to do some chores. I don't know when I'll be back, but provisionally have a nice stream. Thank you so much, Letterborn. It was great having you here. And it's really awesome that you're there. No, it's not, because the hydrate is definitely different. I can also see the amount of points there in a different way. It's not. You're lying to me. I can see it. It's like a /me, and then you just type in whatever you want, and you put in the smiley, so it looks a bit more like it. Make some modern arts. Yeah, go ahead and make some modern arts. Do it. Do it. Do it. Let's make this also small. Even smaller, I guess, because now it's just as big as my player character. So like that. I had a great teacher, definitely. My dog who died from a colon disease. Did someone teach you how to shit on the floor? That would be quite a person, right? To teach her how to shit on the floor. That's Augie server. We use it for this Gems communication. Yeah, and I also have my own server, so anyone who's on there is always cool, for sure. So this is going to be the bones torso. Bones torso. And then we need a bones head. Circle. It's fine in any way. I mean, I'm not the toughest person in the block, so fine either way. It should be a point 3 though. Doesn't look nice. So. Pressing cancel button makes the installation faster. You're an absolute tool sometimes, mister. And I even like you, so that is the best person to say it to you. You can be really a tool. There is no cancel button, fool. Okay, so our player should have a different color so we can easily distinguish this one. So let's say our player is bright red. That should work. So now we have those little parts, and we should make all of those bones have also would not assume it to be an X. Its proportions are weird. Did someone say, huh? What is that? Cool, cool bow, hello. More like two lines put together. Anyway, so what I think we should be doing is that we make prefabs out of this, and those prefabs should be different ones. So we make those with different colors. And that will be like basically the same as these ones, just have a little glowing outline. even thinner than these, so we can see that they are red, or that they're yellow, or that they're green, or that they're pink, or that they're orange or purple. So that way we can say, we can spawn these, and then you have to be fast enough to bring them, because after a while they will disappear again. And you will need to get your bodies straight. You made it. Wookie. We have Wookiees all over the place now. So all of these will have parents, and then we will make here prefabs. Get a folder here. Prefabs. What's a Wookiee? You have never seen Star Wars, David? My goodness. Create empty parent. Let's make first the red ones. Red bones. I don't feel like a Wookiee yet. What do you feel like? Good question. Good question there. Really good question. Feels like Mur. Oh, because we already also have a red Mur. Kind of got the association for red Mur, but I don't know if he's still here. By the way, he said something in a while ago. Hasn't said anything since, so I don't know if he's still here. Sure thing. We can all be deaf guy, David. We can all be David. No, there's only one David. There's nobody who can be same. That's not gonna work. So the red grave has this color. I just need to copy it because there's no way I wanna remembering that. So let's go to our red bones hips, and let's should have a script render, or what was it? A renderer. Renderer. God, I cannot remember those things sometimes. And that color should be this. Okay, right. Should have layer 1, and size should be not 0.3, but because the parent. Now, of course, I don't see the difference. That's weird. What? Right. 0.9 should be in there, right? Did I do something wrong? Because last time it was perfectly fine. So red grave was that scale, and this 0.9 of that. Somehow made us all David. This is deja vu. Max, what is the actual plan? What do you need us devs to do? Okay, well, I think I was telling you guys already. So what we want to do, or what I want to do, is we make a little bit of a puzzle game. So every now and then you will have spawning bones. You as a player have to pick them up and put them in the corresponding graves. So if you have red bones, you'll put them in the red grave. If you have yellow bones, you put them in the yellow grave. If you have green bones, you put them in the green grave. What you need to do is make sure you get all the bones correctly. So you need to make sure you get hips, a right leg, a left leg, a right arm, a left arm, a torso, and a head. And then finish the game, slaves. The bones can spawn all over the level, basically. You could have that set to a grid, of course, but what I want is for, of course, the graves stay the same, so this should never spawn inside of a grave. So those are like exceptions. And everything in between, they can basically spawn. And you, as a player, will move in between there, try to get them as fast as possible, put them to the graves. Once you're there, they will go into the grave. If you have the entire body correct, then the grave will close and you're done with that one. Later levels, what I had thought of to make it a little bit more interesting, you can have ghosts that block the way. So as I was drawing in this like super terrible drawing, you would have a little floaty ghost that can block your way. So you have a pinky bone, you want to grab the pinky bone, and then you want to put it in the pinky grave, but there's a ghost in your way and you cannot touch it because that will lose your life. So you will have to make sure that you get a way of putting that bone in there and then get to your next bone. Or maybe you should not pick up the pinky bone because there's a ghost blocking your way, and you might want to pick up another bone first and bring it to the other grave. So that's a little bit of the mechanics that I've thought of. We can, of course, elaborate on that if we want to. And this is a terrible drawing, of course, but I wanted to signify that this was a skull. Obviously, I will be able to do some of the pixel art. I think we will do pixel art. That's the easiest way to get this to go fast. It's not so hard to make that. We don't have to animate it at first. Just make simple sprites. And the player, I do not know what we will use as a player yet, but let's figure that out. There's going to be a grave keeper, a grave digger, basically. So he puts everybody back in their own graves. Will you use tile maps? Maybe, if we need any. I don't know if we actually will. We can make it look more like a graveyard with actual paths that you walk on, and then we might want to use tile maps. Well, if you want to go 3D art, then we need to 3D game, right? Or you want to do 3D art in a top-down game? Because I think this is going to be more like top-down. And I've set up the game as a 2D game, so nothing is permanent. I can still change it to 3D, of course, but I am more comfortable myself in 2D so far. Yeah, like I said, I'm more comfortable in 2D, so I can do that myself a little faster. I could make the different body parts in pixel art for sure. Could make some graves, some ideas with a glowing outline or something, and make the bones have the same kind of outline color. Um, those kind of stuff I can make. And obviously, then we need to make sure that the logic for the game is there. And so far, unfortunately, I didn't have much time to actually do any programming. I would say that every time you have a level, it just is a variation on this because we don't go outside of the screen, so we don't have any scrolling. We don't have anything that we have to do with parallax effects and stuff like that. So we just stay here, and we just show around for those different graves, fill in the graves, and then make sure that the entire body is there. If you got that, then you win that grave. And your goal is for every level to basically close all the graves. That's then you win the level. The faster you do, the better. The longer you take, obviously you lose some points. So we might also, and I know that our Incredible is a big fan of that, and put a leaderboard in here if we want to, so people can see how they do compared to other people. But that's later. That's not the first priority. First priority is to get this idea mechanic going, that we can get all the 7 body parts, put them in the grave, and the grave is closed. That's the first priority. And I was thinking that's why I was trying to do that. For whatever reason, it doesn't see the same. It doesn't work the same as it did before, but maybe I should do it the other way around. So I put the red bones first, and then I put a new part of it because it doesn't seem to be connected to it now. Now it doesn't stay inside. Want to use Capsule People art style like Prison Architect? Prison Architect. Do I know that game? I don't think so. Let's see. Holy shit, that's very busy. I don't even see the people here. I mean, give me some screenshots where I can actually see people. Look at their characters. I like this ones here. Yeah, something like that, you mean? Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, soon been playing Satisfactory non-stop on my free time for a bit, but about to cut myself off from it and get to business. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this could work. I mean, I like the police officer better than I look the criminals. But yeah, it could be something like that. I don't know. Simple art at least. We don't want to go too overboard because it's we see them from the front, I guess, but it's a top-down game. Doesn't have to be too much detail. Just fast and easy. I can try and make some quick art for these things. Maybe we want to make a nice border that's clear that you cannot get out of that. Maybe the border like a gate of the cemetery could be. I'm not 100% sure on that one yet. And then we just switch ones around and see what works. I think it could also be that in the end we don't need to have something with an outline, that we just make different versions of the same thing, but I don't know. I don't know yet how to do that. We're gonna figure that out. How long will you be streaming? I want to go to the store, but don't want to miss too much. I will not be streaming much longer because tomorrow I have to get up again at 5 and it's already 10. But I don't know how long you still have the chance to go to the store. You know, I cannot see how your schedule is, man. So I don't want to keep you from going to the store if that's something you really need to do. If you really need to go to the store, go. Last time I went to get my car and missed a raid because I couldn't get Wi-Fi. Yeah, I mean, how long will it take for you to get to the store and get back? More or less. Are you ever scared of screaming? Streaming? Me? I'm not scared of streaming. I mean, the only thing I would say, if anything, and if I would be scared of anything in streaming, it's probably the fact that it's kind of scary to be streaming and nobody will be there. That's a bit scary sometimes. Why is this not working the same? Guys, maybe I am missing something. Maybe because I've been streaming for a bit now. But I used to, with these ones, I just make this one with a scale for 3 and 2. And then I made the deeper one, it's just zero point 0.9, so it's inside of it. However, when I do this with the red bones, the hips, okay, now I have a red bones. I don't even see that, do I? Is that maybe why? Because it doesn't have a sprite. Okay, triangle. Where the heck is it? Okay, I have to make it again. I think I already know my own answer. So I need to make the red bones hips again, and make it as a sprite in a triangle. 0.3. And this is 0, 0. And then in the color red that we already had. 30 minutes there and back. Yeah, just send your email. I will add you to the repository. Oh, you won't be. Maybe a future. It's okay. Oh, it's okay. I won't. Then I will not add you to the repository. Anyway, hurry then. I will try to keep up for more than half an hour. Okay, David. After that, I will probably raid out. So. um, God, the things I do for my viewers, right? I wait specifically until they're back. No, that's dedication, isn't it? So now I should be able to go 0.9, 0.9, and because the order in the layer is 1 on top. And I will just this one. Do we even see that? Doesn't seem like it's there, but it is. You just don't see that on the black background, so we need to make it a little bit smaller. Will you remember us when you get big? 5,000 viewers? Of course I will remember you guys when I get big, if I ever get big, which I don't think will ever happen. You know, the people who you will remember, I mean, I would always say, even if my game would just be an instant hit overnight, the people I will always remember are the people who were there for me in the beginning when I was shit like now. I still I still suck. I'm learning as I go, and that's something that you cannot always ask people to forgive you for. Um, but you guys do. You're always there. You always come and watch what I do, whatever I cook up, even if it's terrible. You guys are there, and that is for me the thing that's really doing it for me. So yes, I would always remember you guys. Always. Let's put this one as a red and then just put it new. Red bones. Right leg. Doesn't matter really, but I will have a different graphic in it later, so then it matters. Red bones, right leg. The right square. And that would be bones, right leg. That would be 8. 8. Can you push your change? Of course I can push your change. That's what I'm going to be doing no matter what. Set up the initial level. Got it. Hit push. I like to see what I'm typing because I guess terminal. I always do it in terminal window. But I'm sometimes faster than the terminal window itself is, and that's not smart because then I cannot see what I'm typing. I enjoy source tree. I like it to an extent, but I personally usually prefer to use this. It also makes me think more about how to do it. So that what is that link? Incredible. Something you made. Use a mix sometimes, but for basic things, source tree. For whatever reason, I can click it all I want. Oh, there you go. What is that? Fucker. There, you got me, man. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. You got me there. Damn it. Mother. Should totally be upset with you now. Thing is, I'm not. I'm not a person who gets upset, you know. Just doesn't happen. I don't easily get upset ever. Even if I should sometimes. Ah, it doesn't matter if it's called rest in pieces locally as long as it's there. Unity engine splash screen looks nice, but you can't. Got him. It matters to you, well then you rename it and just do it again. That's how it is. You want to be that way, if you want to be upset with it, then you just do it again. Do it again. There you go. Red. Right arm. Okay. Objects. Where? Call it. Bones. Right arm. 0.8, 0.8. There we go. Sometimes we need to do this because it otherwise doesn't work as it should. And that's what I just didn't do with my left leg. That should override my all. I will live with it for now. Good man, good man. Okay, so the red bones, the right arm, grab, name, red bones. I can be pretty anal about stuff too, especially if I do naming in a certain way and then I do it different, then I can also really be very upset with myself. Sometimes for no reason whatsoever, but I think Incredible would argue it never matters. But for me it does, because, you know, standards. There we go, and let's put in, right, its torso was a capsule, so I need to do it correct, otherwise it will not fit. 8.8. And make it 1. There it is, yep, perfect. Red bones. Good. Can we use Azure for that? You want to really use Azure for that? Why? I mean, it's fine with me in any way, but I don't see a reason, so I'm not going to use that if I don't need it. Not everything has to be work related for me. There we go. And that's the head. Let's put all these prefabs in. Okie dokie. So now we have different body parts that glow in the same color basically as the grave. Programmer art, right? We can probably just remove them for now. For the spawning system, you can have these later. So you spawn those different ones. And then we would just make variations now on these with different colors. So the yellow, the green. Any ideas for the main menu? No, not yet. I have not thought about UI yet, but I would say since this is going to be like a fence or something, we might be able to place the UI on top of this. So we don't take anything away from the playing field. And for the main menu, I don't know. Let's have something that has moving graves or something. Let's, if we can at least. But let's put that in the last moment. Like, first we need to make everything in the gameplay work, and then when we figure that out, we go and improve on it by making a main menu, a pause menu, and stuff like that. But like I always get warned about, do not do that in the beginning because it's not important yet. We need to first have the gameplay. Right, so I'll remove these, I guess, for now. Let's keep them in. I can duplicate the head, for example. Not red bones, but yellow bones. Easier. Yellow, get this color. What hot elements will we need? Can we list them? Score, time. Yeah, score, time left. So you, well, in the HUD will be the time left. Maybe you want to have a multiplier if somebody is extremely fast. Don't think about that yet. So that could be, but I don't know. But I can also, I'm open to any input, you guys. If you want to do things different, or you think this would be nice, you should do this, and we have time for it, then it's fine with me. 4 time left and a combo multiplier, maybe. Yep, exactly. Yellow bones head. So then this one, Control D, 2. Yellow bones hips. So that color. Boom. Who just said hello? Somebody say hello? Nobody here. Funny that this preview doesn't change. That would be something spooky. Somebody says something that you heard it on my stream, but nobody was there. Ooh. Now even I get scared. Hello. Well, I wasn't saying hello, so it wasn't me. So unless you have something open that you don't know about that maybe could make a noise, I don't know. He did that, and that's kind of scary. Suspect, yes, very sus. Definitely is. I don't know about you guys, but I hate it when that color picker just jumps from there on the screen and to there in the screen, and then just go one place so I know where it is. Really annoying if I don't know. It bothers me. Don't know what you were talking about. Well, this color picker that you're seeing on the screen, for me, sometimes it's in the middle of the screen, then it's on the right of the screen, then it's somewhere else on the screen. It really annoys me. But yeah, that. See, now it's again in the right bottom of the screen, which I didn't want it to be at. All the other times it's like in the middle of the screen. Like, choose your place, man. Jesus, be nice to me. Okay, so we have the red and we have the yellow ones now. Stupid, because this one didn't change. Why didn't it change? It won that. That one did. Okay, now it did. Okay. So we have all of them in yellow and in red, and I need to make them for green, pink, orange, and purple. Those colors I can just tag along and then make those different changes. Control D, all of them. Go for green. First, let's rename all of them so have them grouped together. And I'm not saying that my way of working is good. I don't know. It's not. But I want to keep it as simple as possible this time and not worry too much about all the things that usually I try to do from the beginning because I suffer from perfectionism in a way that I cannot even explain. I don't want it to be looking terrible, for example. So then if it doesn't look awesome, then I'm upset with myself, you know? That's the kind of problems I face with myself. But yeah, these things annoy me that it's going up and down and left and right and it jumps everywhere at once. Sometimes I'm actually looking for the place that it was before and then it jumps to another place like this one. And it's really annoying because I'm sometimes waiting for it in the middle of the screen. It's not there. It's like, "Arr, go away. Be consistent." And I wouldn't even say that it's because of position of the field because it's always in the same place, but for whatever reason it jumps everywhere. Let's go for the pinky ones. That is because they are not using Azure. Right. Yeah, of course. That's the reason. Why didn't I think of that? You're so smart. Hero, really. You're the smartest one here. How did I not think of that? As an Azure consultant, I should be knowing that stuff. It has to be Azure or it will not work the way it should. Yeah, you know, right? You know you're smart. That's the dangerous part when you guys know you're smart. That's dangerous. Seriously. Danger. Danger. Smart person found. Get out. Get out. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with having laid out everything, at least so it's understandable what we're gonna do, and then the rest is just getting the mechanics in and some graphics in, and it will start to look good, hopefully, or at least decent. If I have decent, I'm happy. After all, it's called a beginner's game jam, right? So it's not called like the expert game jam. You don't fit the beginner category? Why not? Still doing beginner stupid mistakes. Almost home and lurking on phone. Good. Just be safe. Don't go watching that screen while you're driving, man. Don't make me hear that you have an accident and that somebody died watching Dragon Spirit games. That would be not good commercial. Don't die on me. You lurked so long you turned green. Well, for me he's white, but if he has an accident, you won't hear about it. Or maybe I will. Like they will say, like he was watching some stream of some guy called Dragon Spirit Games, and it was still on when we found him. That would be a good way to get promotion, maybe. I don't know. I don't think my channel will ever really pick up. It's not I don't know. I'm not popular. The most I can get on an average stream is about 5, 6 people on average, if I'm lucky, and with tops of going about 10. That's about the most that I see in my streams, and I'm totally fine with that. It's not about the numbers; it's about the quality. Drekabite, hello, and thank you for the follow. That's always nice. You didn't have to follow just because I was talking about the amount of people that come here. I'm not popular and stuff, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's always very much appreciated if people follow. Yeah, for if you, I don't know if you've been here for a while or you just came in, but you've been lurking for a while. Okay, so you know what I'm doing. So I don't need to explain anything. Cool, I like that. So I hope you liked what you see. I guess so. Otherwise, you would not have followed. And I'm trying to do this basically because I usually fall for the trap that I make things too complicated, and I'm too much of a perfectionist that I cannot stand if things don't look the way that they should look. Because I have a certain style in my head for the game that I usually make. If you've never seen me before, then you probably don't know shit about that. Anyway, I'm making normally a game called Gaia, which is about my daughter, Greek mythology and pollution. And it's going to be completely accessible by the time that I'm done, which probably will take a couple of years. That's, a lot of work. And my pixel art that I make for that game, it's something that I've had to learn to do myself as well. I didn't make any pixel art until about a year ago. And I found that I cannot take it if things don't look like it should in my brain. And that's quite annoying when you're trying to make level fast. But if you like that idea, if you like what you hear, you can go and look up Gaia on Steam. It's the second game that you will find. Unfortunately, there's already another Gaia. If you see a capsule art that has a girl wearing a purple dress, you found my game. And you will see mostly images from the Amsterdam level, which is the first level of the game. We live in the Netherlands, and I am Dutch. So is my daughter. My wife is not, by the way, but it doesn't matter. And my daughter is now, at the moment, 6 years old, but by the time I was beginning, she was 5 years old. She's the main character of my game. She's called Gaia. And the game is also going to feature the goddess Gaia, that you might know more about from Greek mythology. She's Mother Earth, basically. So the game is about pollution in a way that the world leaders are making a mess of the world. And so do the gods in this case, because they're like a direct link to the world leaders that we know of all over the world. And my daughter is being used by the goddess Gaia to fight her fights, basically, as it is not allowed in Greek mythology for gods to fight each other. So she will have to do that for her. So she will help my daughter to basically be able to fight those gods. And every time she defeats one god, and the world that she is in will be centered around the gods. So basically, if you're fighting Poseidon, then you will be in a water-like world. So a lot of water around it, and much more orientated about that. But there's going to be something off. And as soon as you fight those gods and you defeat them, that part of the world will clean up. And what I want, because it's a storytelling game that will be accessible to everyone, is that if you get to the end of the game, you will get to a part where you feel like if a 5-year-old can change the world for the better, so can I. That's the idea I have for the game. But, I have a very specific style in my mind that I want to do. I have my type of pixel art that I like. So I like to make the game look like that. And I'm not a great level designer yet. So that's my biggest flaw. I'm working on trying to not be as tight about that and try to block out the level first so I have the entire logical flow before I actually make the art and make everything work the way I want it to. but I have so many things in my mind that I want to do, and it's hard to put them aside. You might know the feeling or not, I don't know. But for me, it's tough to sometimes put that to the side. So this kind of game jam that I'm doing right now, which is the beginner game jam, as they call it, and it's the theme is Gravedigger, makes me think of this in a smarter way, in a more simple way. So I'm trying to do this first without any graphics at all. So I'm using the standard stuff that you have in Unity and trying to build up the level like that. So basically here as a player, you have different graves with different colors. The body parts that will spawn will have different colors, and you as the grave digger will have to make sure that all the different body parts for a grave will go back into the grave so that the grave is filled again with that person. When you do that, that grave will close, you finish that one. As soon as all the graves are finished, you finish the level. And of course, you need to do that as fast as possible. So you might get later, in later levels, you have some speed boost, so you can actually pick up a speed boost, go faster, so you can move faster, do faster things. You might get ghosts that block you, stuff like that. But it really forces me, because I only have 2 days, think of the making this game in a little bit of a different way, and to think more in the basics and think more in the mechanics and how to do this, and first lay it out, and then I mean I even started like that, just drawing in paint. I mean I never use paint, but I saw Pirate Software use that a few times, and it kind of I mean if somebody likes it like that, it might actually work. So I drew this first, and then I started making it in Unity. I guess we have a good way to start. We have something, right? This actually looks like something. So I'm gonna check in again, which is something that I think a lot of people forget about. It's also very important to do. You need to check in your code, and I think Pirate Software has stock in Paint or something. Yeah, most likely. I don't know, but he's using it a lot. He likes it very much, which I can kind of get it, because it's an easy to use program. It's very lightweight. It doesn't cost much on your CPU, so it's much easier to have Paint open together with Unity, or in his case, he's using Game Maker, if I'm not mistaken. It's much easier to have Paint open with your Game Maker engine and whatever you use beyond that than to just open up Photoshop, for example. I always use Paint to explain things, so useful. I actually never did before. I'm usually I just grab a pen and a paper, and especially with my client, I just go there and just draw like do it like that, and then that would work. Just if you go from here to there, and then or I might use sometimes draw.io, but then it's on the screen. And if I just have a chance, I just use a pen and paper. That's easier for me. Made prefabs for the different body parts. And now we wait because it's always slow for whatever reason. And push it. Welcome back, David. Welcome back. So I made it all the way until you were back from the store. We even got a new follower, Dracabyte, in the meantime. Did I say that right, by the way? Dracabyte? Or is it Dracabyte or Dracabyte? So what did Incredibro get you on? Cool. What he got me on? He got me on the fact that I need to be more more specific in making quickly levels, and first go for this kind of stuff before I actually go into details. I got it right. Cool. Nice. Dracabyte. Okay, so we have the basic design of a level. We have a player that looks like nothing yet. It's just a capsule. We have some body parts lying around. I can at least identify that this would be an arm or a leg. I can identify that this would be a torso, and I can identify that this is a head, and this would be hips. So every grave will need to be filled by 2 arms, a head, a torso, hips, and 2 legs. So that should be fine. 7 body parts. when you have 7 body parts, the correct 7 body parts here, you're done. So we could also make it like harder by also being able to spawn 2 heads of the same red one, but I don't think we should. So what I would like is that we only have the body parts for each grave, so we will never spawn things that don't belong. So not 2 heads of a red if we don't have to. I really like your idea for the game jam. I went a bit overboard with mine, and now having to come to terms with the fact that it won't match my initial vision. You know, that's what I usually suffer for. So I really hope I can make it. I don't have too much time. I have a full-time job, a wife, and 2 kids, so sometimes it's really hard to find the time to do this. And I really hate it because I love doing game jams, but usually find that I lack the time to actually go through with it. But I wanted to keep this one as simple as possible. And Kiro and Incredible have been nice enough to say that they want to participate. So they have access now to my GitHub, so they're there. And I think that when I stop, maybe Kiro might take over a little bit and start doing some of his things. I don't know. I will. We're also in Discord server together, so we can talk a bit about it and see where it ends up. So that if I have some chance tomorrow or the day after, I will actually be able to do stuff. Because I really want to do the programming on it as well, or make some pixel art for it. Because I think we're gonna go pixel art. That's the easiest for me to make. So those graves can look a little bit nice, look like a grave, but with a faint hint of a different color. So they really look specific, but not out of place. Because of course this looks completely out of place, and it looks like nothing. And really, that hurts me more than you understand. It is really tough for me to just not go and like, oh, this doesn't look right. Change this. You know, that really eats me up most of the time. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for my stream for today. It's already 10:30 here, and at 5 a.m. my alarm goes tomorrow, so I will need to be able to go to bed and sleep a little bit. I need to relax also usually. So I was thinking to raid out. I just don't know yet to who I will raid. We usually have a few usual suspects that we go to. Have a look. So who do we have today that's actually streaming? Never know. It could be a lot of people. I like these guys till death do us part. They're really nice. Oh, the Captain Coder is actually here. He's making a tower defense prototype. That is cool. Oh, let's mute because you don't want that now. Hypnotic Games is nice. There's a lot of people there today that I usually don't see on the evening time. Sedalix, Irregular Human. Do we have any preferences, guys? Because, of course, you're welcome for the stream, Drekka. Please hang around and see also who we're going to go to. And then let's see if they have something nice. The Captain Coder is always awesome, so I think we should just raid to him. If you've never seen the Captain Coder, is a teacher for kids who teaches kids to program. He takes people along on the journey as well when he does his game development streams. And he also does game jams that he hosts and stuff like that. As you can see, he's doing his tower defense prototype here. He wears many hats, literally. And I actually like that you can see the guy because there's a lot of people programming nowadays who are VTubers, and I don't really like it because I like to see the person. It's me, it's personal, but that is what I prefer. He has a lot of viewers though, so he will probably hardly even notice that we come in, but I think we go. Yeah, let's go and follow, go to him. Let's raid out to Coder. Not gonna be a cooperating stream, but let's go up. Oh, what he's doing? He's doing visual scripting. Or he's looking at visual scripting. Okay. So we're gonna go. have work? I don't see it. Let's do it again. Okay, there we go. You guys know what to do, right? When you get there, show the love of the Dragon Spirit crew and make sure that he knows that you guys come from me. And I've missed this guy, man, because he hasn't been streaming for a while. He's had some problems with the internet, and also because he was streaming a bit too much, it got too much for him. Be nice, show our Dragon Spirit love, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye.
Right? How can you abstract those if to push them somewhere else? Dragon Spirit Games, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome into the stream. How is your game going? Are you still working on Gaia? What would you do on your stream? Folks, go give Dragon Spirit Games some love. Fantastic developer, pixel artists, game developer extraordinaire, making a game called Gaia. Making a game called Gaia about his daughter. It's a game that the intent is to make it as accessible as possible. So focusing on accessibility features. It has been ages, Dragon Spirit Games. I never stream at this time, right? Kiro, welcome into the stream. DevGuy777, great to have you here. Happy Monday, everybody. We were just going off on a rant about how I love Unity's visual scripting tool. I just wish it wasn't called visual scripting because it makes it really hard to find resources if you try and search the internet. If the option about using switch statements even exists,